not a formula, there's not a clear recipe, but there's a framework by which all of the breakthrough winners manage the very difficult process of launching a successful new product. And it really starts with what we refer to as the demand-driven insight. The other language we use around it in a framework is jobs to be done.
So jobs to be done is the basic premise that people don't buy products, they hire products to do jobs. But if I understand the struggling moment and I understand what they're hiring and firing, I can actually create whole new things that fit into those, I'll say, moments of struggle. And if we can find people struggling, where they wince, they try to do something but they can't, those are places where they care. And if we can find those moments where they want to make progress but they can't, we can actually find jobs that aren't getting done or not getting done well.
What most marketers are not seeing is circumstances of non-consumption. Marketers see where things are currently being consumed. Innovators see circumstances where things are not being consumed, where trade-offs are being made and compensating behaviors.
If you're asking a consumer to change from a product that they currently use to a product that you'd like them to use, what is that one critical element that you need to deliver against and do a better job at delivering against? What it asks then of me as an innovator is that I be very laser focused in how I am differentiating my product versus a comparable.
What are consumers going to fire in order to hire whatever it is that you're producing? It's a really tough question, and it can actually be a real honest and uncomfortable question when you're deciding whether or not to bring something to market.
So it's very important that you stay true to the consumer insight throughout the process. One way we found that to be successful is if you bring the consumer and the insight to life as a cross-functional team, and you continue to check back with that.
The biggest piece of advice I'd give to a company trying to implement jobs is to have a cross-functional team be part of the interviewing process. They need to understand how to understand that struggling moment. They need to understand what they're seeking, what are the hiring and firing criteria, and having it summarized to a PowerPoint is useless. And so to me, the most powerful thing you can do is have them in the room and have them be part of the analysis. Though it takes a little more time, it will pay off in 100-fold later in the project because people have a very good understanding, almost a gut feel for those insights and know how to make the trade-offs along the way.
And if they're not in those discussions where you're doing ethnographies with the consumer to really understand kind of what their dissatisfier is today that you're trying to overcome, R&D needs to know that just as much as and the packaging guy as the marketer.
Companies need to be much more disciplined about stopping initiatives that we really know aren't solving a consumer job. In terms of starting doing things, companies can equally be much more disciplined about qualifying insights, right? Insights should very clearly resolve a poorly performed job to be done in consumers' lives.